Every year, as the winds grow colder and the veil between worlds grows thinner, Samhain reminds us of an ancient truth: death is not something to be feared, but something we must come to terms with. Not just as a final moment, but as an integral part of the cycle of life. Samhain, for all its magic and celebration, is not simply about spirits walking among us or honoring the dead in a ritualistic sense. At its core, it is a moment for profound philosophical reflection. How do we, as humans, accept the inevitability of our own mortality? Death, throughout history, has often been seen as the ultimate unknown, a mystery that stirs anxiety in our hearts. We fear the end, the cessation of what we know, yet Samhain urges us to embrace the paradox. We live, and in living we die. But what if the very nature of this cycle is what grants life its meaning? At its heart, Samhain teaches us that death is not something separate from life. It is its counterpoint, its mirror. The two are forever intertwined, like the roots of a tree that grow deeper as the seasons change. Without one, the other could not exist. It is only by acknowledging this balance that we can live authentically, with an awareness that each day is fleeting, each breath a gift. Consider the ancient belief that during Samhain, the boundary between the living and the dead is most porous. In this thin space, we are called not just to remember those who have passed, but to accept the flow of time, of existence, and of non-existence. The spirits of the ancestors, then, are not only messengers from another world, they are reflections of our own future selves, reminding us that our place in the grand cycle is but a momentary step. In the quiet darkness of Samhain, we're invited to face that which we often ignore, the certainty of our own end. But rather than despairing, we are encouraged to live in such a way that death becomes not an enemy, but a natural partner to life. It is a force that shapes us, teaches us to cherish the present, and forces us to ask, if death is inevitable, how can I live better, more fully, right now? This reflection on mortality also leads us to another question: what happens after death? Samhain doesn't offer a clear answer. Instead, it invites us to embrace mystery, to understand that the journey doesn't end with the body, but rather evolves into something unknown. It's not for us to control, but to honor. And in doing so, we become more connected not only to those who came before us but to the future that will eventually be ours to meet. So, as we walk through the darkened nights of Samhain, let us remember that death is not a separation, but a return to the universal rhythm. It teaches us not to mourn the end, but to celebrate the journey and the lessons we've learned along the way. It is, in its essence, the ultimate fate of all, and through it, we find our place within the eternal dance of life. X.